Hey guys, Metal Breakdown here. So I don't know if you remember that, but I think in late August I did the Rank 'em All episode for Avenged Sevenfold, and it was also the second time I was doing it, mostly because the stage was ad. But other than that, the ranking did not change at all, so it was almost only for the stage. But for the Trivium episode, it was episode 3. I did it in October 2016, so it's been like 1 year and 3 months already, so it's been a while. And this time I'm not doing it only because now we have the Sin and the Sentence, but because my ranking really changed. You'll see it's really not the same as it was before. Now I'm a huge fan. It's my second favorite band of all time, so I know them pretty fucking well, and maybe I didn't know some album too well before, so maybe that's why my ranking changed so much. I don't know, but you'll see that it's really different, so it's really worth it to do this episode 3.1. So yeah, let's fucking do this, guys, for my Rank 'em All episode 3.1 for Trivium. So the album that is at the bottom of the list in the 8th position, it's the Crusade, and this is already a change because in my previous ranking, Ember to Inferno was the last album on my list, but you'll see that now it's way higher, but I'm not telling you yet where it will land. But the reason why I'm putting the Crusade at the bottom of my list is not because it's a bad album. It's not a bad album. Well, for Trivium standard, it's bad album, but compared to all the albums out there, it's a fucking great album. But it's just too different. They tried to do thrash metal album, something like old school Metallica, and it has this great moment like Becoming the Dragon, To the Rats, also one of my favorite songs, Detonation, Ignition, Anthem. Some of them are my favorite songs, but there's also really bad moment, let's say, in this album, like Content Breeds Contamination, This World Can Tear Us Apart. Some of them are an example of bad song, but even these songs are not that bad, so that's why it's hard for me to say bad, because that's not really how I feel about them compared to all the other Trivium songs. Not the same level for sure. So yeah, this album is kind of Metallica light. Like I did a podcast yesterday with Animal Viking, and we talked about that, and we really compared that album to Metallica light, and I agree with that. After that, in the 7th position on my Rank 'em All, I went with the album Silence in the Snow. Like I probably said in my previous episode when I talked about Trivium, again, it's not a bad album, pretty decent album. In my opinion, Trivium tried to do like Hail to the King for Avenged Sevenfold. They saw the success that Avenged Sevenfold had with that album, and they said probably, let's try to do another album like this, and maybe it will be as big. Unfortunately, it didn't work that well, but it worked because Until the World Goes Cold is probably their biggest song now. It has like 18 million views on YouTube if I remember correctly, and it's huge when they play it live, so it was a great idea, maybe, I don't know. And at the first listen I was like, oh no, I hate this fucking album, it's so bad compared to the rest, but after a few months I learned to love this album. I listened to it like 20 times at least by now, so I know it pretty well. And the only song I really can't stand even right now is probably Pull Me From the Void. I hate that chorus, but other than that, some really great songs on this album: Silence in the Snow, Blind Leading the Blind, and my favorite one is Breathe in the Flames. The Darkness of My Mind, the bonus track, is also a pretty strong one. Now, in the 6th position, I'm putting now Ember to Inferno, the first album by the band. So you can see that it climbed a bit in my ranking. It was in the last position before. Now it's better than the Crusade and Silence in the Snow for me. And it's just really fucking good. Songs like When All Light Dies, To Burn the Eye, Pillars of Serpent, Ember to Inferno, even Requiem are some of the greatest track of the band discography. I love it. And when I heard the new version of Pillars of Serpents, because they did a re-record version of that in the new album, I was like, what the fuck, this is just way too good. So if we would have a re-record version of the entire album, it could probably be even higher, because it's just the production. It was a first record, so it's not really so professional, so maybe with a better production it could be even higher. But even with the production that we have right now, it's a pretty fucking strong record, so a well-deserved 6th position. So after that, in my ranking all, I'm putting the album in waves. And this is also a change, because in the previous episode I was putting in waves over Vengeance Falls, so now I'm already telling you it will be the opposite, and I'll explain when I will talk about Vengeance Fall. But for now, for In Waves in the 5th position, it's a great album, but the biggest problem that it has for me is this insane amount of songs. I think it's like 14 and 18 with the bonus track, but I'm always listening to it with the bonus track, so maybe that's why I think it's even longer than it is. But I like I'm complaining about the amount of track, but I like the bonus version better, the deluxe version better, because the tracks that are not in the bonus version are some of the best. So yeah, that's why my favorite tracks on it, probably Dust Dismantle, Black, Caustic Are the Ties, That Bind is my favorite one for sure, and Shattering the Skies Above is incredible. That was a bonus track, I think, so it's sad when it's not on the album. And the cover, Slave New World, is absolutely fantastic, so brutal. But yeah, another problem with that album for me is that there's some really heavy songs, some really soft songs, and it's just not like, I don't know I know the word, but I don't remember it. Constant, maybe? The constancy is not like in Vengeance Fall. I'll talk about Vengeance Fall right now, it will help me. But in Vengeance Fall, it's like not the same song over again and over again, but it feels like it's on the same album, it's the same vibe, and I just feel like it's more consistent while listening to it from the first track to the last one. But it's weird, because I said that I'm listening to the deluxe version all the time for In Waves, but for Vengeance Falls, I rarely listen to the deluxe version. I usually stop at Wake, The End Is Night. For me, it's the perfect ending, not the best Trivium ending track that will go for Shogun, the title track, but Wake, The End Is Night is fucking beautiful, one of my favorite tracks on this album. But my favorite track on Vengeance Fall has to be Incineration, The Broken World, No Way to Heal. I love this fucking track. Other than that, Strife, Brave This Storm is just a cool album. Some people say that the influence of David Draiman, the singer of Disturbed, that produced that album, Vengeance Fall, is way too big, way too present, but I don't really agree. It still sounds really like Trivium, and maybe only on the song To Believe there I hear the Disturbed influence, but other than that, it's really a Trivium album. And the cover of the Misfits, Skulls, We Are 138, is absolutely phenomenal. I cannot stop listening to it, it's incredible. The other bonus track, As I Am Exploding, is also pretty fucking cool. No Hope for the Human Race is probably one of my least favorite track of the album though. So yeah, there we go for the 4th position, Vengeance Fall. After that, entering the fucking top 3, and that was a really fucking hard decision, but I'm putting Ascendency in my top 3. And if you saw the other video, in it I said, oh, I almost put Ascendency in the 1st position, because before I did the episode, like maybe a year and a half ago, Ascendency was my favorite Trivium album without any hesitation. And it's really, I did not discover Trivium with that album. I discovered Trivium with Vengeance Fall when it came out. But Ascendency is really the album that made me fall in love with the band. It's that good. Songs like Rain, Pull Harder on the Strings of Your Martyr, Thrown and Torn Asunder, Declaration, A Gunshot to the Head of Trepidation, Like to the Flies. I could name all the songs on that fucking album, and they're all so fucking good, but yeah, not enough to be higher than the third position, which shows how strong the last two albums are. So in the second position, which one will it be? And I'm going with the new baby in the Trivium discography, and I'm talking about The Sin and the Sentence. This album is also an album with only great track, but my three least favorite has to be Other Worlds, The Art From Your Hate, and Endless Night. It's weird because a lot of people are saying at the beginning I did not like Endless Night that much, but for me it's really the opposite. At first I was like, oh, what a fucking great track, I don't mind if it's tough, it's so fucking good, but now I'm like, oh, okay, it's a good track, but not more than that. And it's the opposite for The Art From Your Hate. At first I was like, radio friendly, too mainstream, but now I really love it, so weird. And my top three from this album would probably be, in no particular order, maybe Beyond Oblivion, Sever the Hand, and Thrown into the Fire, or The Wretchedness Inside. I don't know. Betrayer is also a great track, The Sin and the Sentence, The Revanchist. This album is just way too good, but not even better than my favorite Trivium album, which is the number one on that list. And now you know which one it is, since I talked about all the other album already. So the best album for me, like last time, is still Shogun. This album has no bad track at all. I could not even name my least favorite. Well, probably my least favorite would be Insurrection, maybe, but even that track is like a 10 on 10. And I really like, a lot of people are like, oh, the first half of the album is really the best part, but I love the second half of it as much as the first one, if not better. Of course, we have Shogun, the title track, which is my favorite song of their entire discography, but the other songs in that second half are wonderful. He Who Spawned Furies is incredible. The heavy part near the end is wow! And like Callisto to A Star in Heaven. What a fucking track! And I think I did a mistake. I said my least favorite one was Insurrection, but I think it's the Calamity. I think I'm mixing things up between these two. I will re-listen to them right after to be sure of what I'm talking about. But yeah, what a fucking incredible album. If you have listened to it, you cannot tell me that it's not good. I would want to only one metalhead to tell me this album fucking sucks. I just want to hear it because I don't think it's even possible. And I did not even mention the song Into the Mouth of Hell We March. Also one of my favorite songs of all time. So there you go. Now I'll check the time. 12 minutes and 12 seconds, not bad. I tried to not make it too long because sometimes it's just getting out of hands, but I'll try to cut this short so it won't be a too long video for you guys. But yeah, this year I'll try to do way more videos like this if you want me to do them, obviously. So make sure to tell me which band I should do next in the comment section. I think I'll do Gojira soon. I was planning to do it a few months ago, but it didn't happen, so maybe now it would be a good time. So I'll try to make a lot of more episodes like this year, so like one each month, because last year I only made one. No, I made two. I made Ghost one and the second version of the Avenged Sevenfold one. So in 2018 I'll do way more. If you love what I do on this channel, guys, make sure to subscribe. That would be wonderful. Take care, and I'll see you all later.